chair, swivelly chair, swivelly chair, swivelly chair, swivel chair, swivel chair.
Nasty girl. Scandalous. Insatiable. All real freaky. Freaky girls really turn me on.
Hello!
Hello.
We're back. Just like Poltergeist. Is it in Poltergeist?
I know,
we can say that?
seriously.
They're back.
But slightly
Um,
more charming.
And not like the creepy,
Pleasant
weird blonde
Poltergeist.
girl in front of the TV. Hi, how are you? Season 2, Feral Friends.
I know. Finally got round back to doing it.
I know,
Took
I
our
bet
time, but we got
people, I bet
Look
everybody
at
thought.
you.
What? Sorry,
Look
I can't.
at the curl
I can't-
effect.
I
Can
can't
you not
hear you
hear
through
me
my
through
curls.
the curl?
Sorry, you'll have to speak up. I know.
Oh my God, you're ridiculous.
I won't lie, I did plan to have my hair out like this at the beginning because I just wanted to be like, look, so I've been on my hair journey because I have spent so long hating my hair. Remember when we were younger and I used to literally
God.
burn my hair off with that creamy crack.
With the creamy crack.
Right, we've all been
then
there.
I remember when you also told me you got caramel highlights and it was ginger.
They
You
were-
bleached your hair ginger.
They were
Ginger
burnt
tips.
caramel highlights. It was ginger.
Sure.
But yeah,
sure.
no, I spent a lot of time hating my hair and now I'm like, I love my hair. It's so curly and
Can't
great.
get
But
enough.
for the purposes of today, I'm going to put it up because it's getting in my ear and it feels as if there's an insect trying to crawl into my brain. So I'm just going to take my
Gross.
headphones off a second and put the hair up. Everyone can watch
You're
me.
so extra. Literally, I'm just
Oh,
gonna flick
dear
it back. Next, you'll
me.
just be doing that thing
The
with
trials of having
where you
so
gotta
much
blow up the
hair. Wait. Oh,
fringe.
goodness. There we go. That's better.
Oh, look at it with a pom pom. There you go.
Oh, there we
It's
are.
like a Croydon facelift.
I know.
When you strap it up.
Well,
I love
cheers
it.
to being back.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yes,
Clink,
today
clink,
we're
clink.
being
There you go.
clink, clink. We're being sponsored by Carver.
I'm drinking the wine of my homeland. I'm drinking a nice Austrian Grüner Veltliner. Actually, Austrian wines are pretty nice. Who knew?
I
Wait,
always
hold on.
imagine, for some reason, when I think of German or Austrian wines, I think of very sweet dessert wines.
I mean, that is a
I know
thing.
that's wrong.
I think in
Yeah,
Germany,
it's a thing.
definitely that, but more Germany than Austria, because this wine I'm drinking is light and fruity, much like me. No, I was surprised when I went to Vienna and the wines were pretty delish.
Yes, you did do a little trip to a jaunt to the motherland.
To the motherland, I know, where we were racially abused at the end of our stay, but I was like, go to
Stop
Vienna.
there.
Yeah, no, this guy when we were leaving.
Oh.
Yeah, I told you, right? And he decided that we didn't look like we should be in the building and he was calling us refugees. And my uncle and I skitzed out on him.
Not that there's anything wrong with refugees.
No, of course
and it's just
not.
like, I'm sorry, most refugees probably have more qualifications.
This guy was drunk. It was the middle of the day and the guy was drunk and he stank of piss. So who's the refugee?
it's
you
like,
tell
what are
me.
you doing?
Right.
I know who I'd rather have as the neighbor.
Who's the fucking refugee? Anyway, no, Vienna is beautiful. The cakes are delicious. It's it's sugar city. It's winter. Have you got the heating on? Is it cold in Madrid?
Oh my God, we've got the heating on. It's bloody cold. Do you know what it is? The weather here, it's changed. You remember how it used to be before, where it was cold, but it was sunny skies.
Yeah, always
really
sunny,
nice.
beautiful
Be
blue
outside.
sky.
It's been pissing down with rain non-stop to the point where you just don't want to go out. It's like being in England. It's revolting.
No bueno.
No offense, guys, but it is.
It is revolting.
Let's be real.
Let's
sad.
call a rain-soaked island a rain-soaked island. Oh, that's disheartening to hear.
I know, but the nice thing is everyone's got lights up, everyone's excited about Christmas, so there's like the
Are you
pretty
excited
things,
about
and then
Christmas?
there's like the Christmas month. Yeah, I like the food.
I mean, yeah, of course, that goes without saying. That's the best thing about
I like
Christmas
the
is
food
the food
and the drink. Yeah.
I'm always very much kind of bar humbug about Christmas.
Yeah, a little Grinchy.
I am Grinch. And you know what? Because the thing is that the Grinch, he didn't hate Christmas, he hated people. And that's
I hear him.
Hey. So basically, I mean, here it's freezing. It's below
Oh
freezing.
God.
It's been freezing for a long
Has
time.
it
Although,
snowed?
yeah, we've had snow. We've had a bit of snow.
Oh,
And it's cold. It's going to be like -9 at night next week, which I am
see,
not
that's not
okay with.
nice.
But thanks to the German government, they're paying everyone's heating bills this month, which is great.
What?
Yeah, well, I mean,
That's
it's not
amazing.
like go for broke, turn it up to max, but like
Every,
the
but come
average
on,
of your
if they're
heating
gonna
bill
pay
from
that month,
they're basically
I
paying
would.
everyone's heating bills, and if you go over like your average heating, then you have to pay the difference. But your heating is paid for December. I know. Thank you,
God
Dankeschön.
damn it. Oh my God, that's so good. That would never happen here. They're
Well, I
literally
mean,
like, good
also
luck with
most
that.
in Spain, you don't really need
Well,
some
no,
for
you
heating, do you?
definitely do. I've been
In the
feeling the
north, you
cold.
definitely, yeah.
We've had the heating on and stuff, so it's necessary. But yeah, it's just like
It's
the
cold.
prices have
I
gone
fucking
up
hate
a lot.
winter.
I know it sucks.
It's
If I had
grey, it's
my way,
miserable.
if I had my way, I would actually just disappear and go somewhere hot for the next 4 months. That
Yeah,
would be
well,
my
I
plan.
mean,
Just like, see you later,
I'm going to
losers.
Australia in February for a month.
Ah, shut up, get out,
Yeah, no, I can't wait. That's the
dirty
only thing getting
liar.
me through. That's the only thing getting me through is the knowledge of
Oh
that.
my God, that will
Um,
be amazing.
yeah, that would be nice. So,
Hmm. What's been going on? What's been
um,
shocking?
have you obviously I guess the biggest thing right now, well, people are trying to downplay it, but it's fucking huge, let's admit it, is the Harry and Meghan documentary on Netflix. Have you watched it?
Oh my God. Yes, of course I watched. I watched it yesterday. I was
Well,
like, what else was I
I
doing?
have literally been clawing at the sofa, at the walls, at the floor, because I made a promise to my friends that we were going to watch it together tomorrow, Saturday. So I haven't watched it, and it's getting
Are you just lying because you want them to feel
no,
better?
no,
Or
I
you did actually
swear
watch
I've
it?
not watched it. I have exercised more self-control in my life in the last 24 hours than I have ever exercised before in not watching this.
Amazing. Well, do you know what? What I found really interesting was that they had like the Guardian and BBC. They were doing countdown. Guardian were quite
The
rude. They were
Guardian were
like,
covering it
"We're
live when it came out. I
yeah,
saw they had a
no, but
live,
that's
like,
what I meant.
yeah,
They had a like
a live
live
feed.
countdown and
Yeah.
everything, live feed. But they were saying we're gonna watch it so you don't have to. It's like, don't be mean. Why are they hating on them? And then I did see like some comments of people like, oh God,
They gave it
we
like
need to,
3 stars
they
in the Guardian, and they were saying basically, but you could just tell. I read the review, and it was just really bitter. Like they were like, you could tell they enjoyed it, but she was like, well, it's really like self-indulgent and blah 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 blah, and all the
I just
usual
don't
things.
understand why, because they used this clip and it was like, well, if anyone's going to tell our story, who better than us?
Yeah,
And it's like, if you're not interested in the story, don't watch it.
don't
But
watch it.
clearly, people
Yeah,
are,
of
and
course.
it's like whether you love them or hate them, you want to watch
You
it.
want to watch
So,
and
and
find
it's always
out.
good to get their perspective. I personally think they came across really, really well.
That's what I'm
Like
hearing
Harry's
from
funny.
non kind of
She's
media
great.
people. Yeah.
She's
Like
brilliant. I
it
think
just seems so
she's.
obvious to me that this is, and I think, well, I haven't watched it, but the grapevine and things I've picked out of the ether over the last 24 hours is that like
Mm,
she's obviously very similar to Diana in the fact that she's warm and
yes.
she's wants to connect with
she's
people
a
and
she's a philanthropist.
right.
She's an activist
She
who's
was doing it
always
before
been
she
stuff
met him though,
before.
right? Yeah.
And it's like, what did Kate do? Fuck all.
Yeah.
That's exactly what she
Yeah.
did,
Do you know
apart
what they
from
used
wear
to call
that
her and her?
stringy,
Do you know
nasty
what?
dress in a
Do you know?
fashion shoot.
Do you know what they used to call her and her sister at uni? The Ivy sisters, because they were climbing their way to the top.
Stop it.
Yeah, yeah,
No.
yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah, makes
I
sense.
mean, she
And
did
it was
it.
just like
Just like Camilla. Let's hear it for the
it.
side chicks. Do you remember when they broke up at some point, William and Kate, and then they're calling her
And they
Waity
called her
Katie?
Waity Katie.
Like,
It's so out of order.
it's so
But it was
mean.
interesting to
But
see
that's the
because there
kind
was
of
this
shit though, when they're talking about them, like they were going in on the media, right? They're saying that the media is
yeah, they
fucked.
did
And
say that. So what they did say was that when they complained and they were like, look, this is really bad. We need someone to step in and like put a stop to it. And they're like, well, it's a rite of passage. Everyone's been through it. And he was like, yeah, but it's different because there's the race element.
yeah,
And they were just like, oh, wow,
and
suck it
that's
up,
when they,
step up
yeah,
a lip.
of
And it's
course.
just like, no, you can't be doing that. And this is like serious death threats and shit.
Mm.
And it's like the hate
Like that police
coming
officer,
from
the
these
guy who was
people.
basically like head of her security detail or something,
Yeah.
He came out the other week and was like, this shit was real. The
Nothing like
threats
this
that they were
before.
getting. He's like, I've never, yeah. He was like, if
And
I
he's
was
dealt with a
her, I would
lot
have
of famous
been,
people.
yeah.
And he was just like nothing to that level. And it's terrifying. And the fact, and this is what is really, it sort of hammers home the fact that the royal family abandoned them during COVID and didn't give them any security, and they had to move.
Yeah.
And it was like, what's his name? Thingy Perry, or what's his name? The director who provided them with security. So
Oh,
they were
Tyler
safe.
Perry. Yeah.
Tyler Perry,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's just like, you people are fucking evil, and obviously they've got intel of what's going
And
on,
that's your
what's happening,
family. Like
possible death threats.
that's crazy.
Children, there were children at
That's your
this,
family. Like
and it's just
even
like
if
they just didn't
wow,
care.
they're
They're
cold.
evil. And this is why when I see all these people and they're like, oh, the Queen, oh, this, that,
Old
oh,
woman
the
dies.
monarchy.
End of
It's
story.
literally
Like
just like, these people are awful. And the fact that I don't understand why there's this deference and this kowtowing and
because
boot-kicking
English
of
people
this
love to doff their
nasty
caps
institution.
and tug their
Listen, you
forelocks.
used to be a fan of the Queen, so you can't like hide from it either.
I'm not trying to. Like I
Yeah,
was, then I saw better, then I knew
yeah.
better. What
And
is
it's
that noise?
madness.
Oh,
Have you
it's
got a
it's
guess?
the neglected dog downstairs, the neglected chihuahua screaming.
No, that's
He
still
just
going on.
yeah. So this my downstairs neighbor, he has this chihuahua.
You need to call animal services on him.
I mean, it's not my place to do that. The dog has separation anxiety. He's just a really bad dog owner. Like he has a
Yeah.
chihuahua. It's literally the size of my thumb. It's like, why did you just get a guinea pig or get, I don't know, just get a ferret? And he takes it out in the courtyard and it runs
Does it
around like.
shake?
And
Oh my God.
Milo's not a fan. And he just leaves it and he goes off and does what he's doing. And it's always in the dark, the blinds are down. It's just and it's called Prince. And I'm like, but you're living like a Viscount at
Pauper.
best. A pauper, exactly. Anyway, so
No,
yeah,
that's
it was
awful.
just having
Sad stuff.
a
But
session.
yeah, no,
Well, no, so
they
I'm really looking forward to watching
yeah,
this
because the next
documentary.
one's on next Thursday. They're
Yeah.
releasing the final 3 episodes, but I think they came across really well. They seem like they're really in love. They're a really nice
Yeah, I mean
couple.
you can
They're interesting.
see.
They're
I
fun.
love them.
Like, you know, they
Like
just
seriously,
seem
if
like good.
Harry
They
and
seem
if
like good people.
Harry and Meghan, if there's going to be a monarchy, I want it to be King Harry and Queen Meghan. If there has to be a
Yeah,
monarchy, that would be cool. Like
yeah,
that
but
would
I'm not paying for them.
no, they can pay for themselves. They've got enough bloody assets
Fuck
and God
them.
knows what everywhere. But like, if there has to be one, I don't want King Charles can't move a pen and
Well,
Camilla
let's see
lifting
how
up
that
black girls'
goes.
arms by their fucking sleeve. Like, come on,
That was horrendous. But
she's
let's see how that goes. But where are you really from, John?
Wakanda. No, I'm not actually from there. I wish I was.
They'd probably be like, lovely, never been there.
I know,
Lovely.
seriously. Are you watching the World Cup of football? Hey,
Whey, football. Hey.
gross, vomit, puke.
No, I have not been watching the World Cup because I was against it from the get-go.
Yeah,
I was just like, it shouldn't have been in Qatar.
Qatar,
All those people who died, Qatar. It's fun to say though.
Qatar.
All those people who died. But I have to say, watching the news and the feedback from it, seeing how people have like come together, I was so impressed by the fact that the support for Palestine at the
Oh
World
yeah,
Cup, like even the illiterate English fans were
I
like, "Free
know.
Palestina." They even
I
said
know.
it correctly. I was like, "That's
That was
amazing."
good. That was good.
So I was just like, that made me really
Excuse me.
happy. And it seems like it's one of the smoothest ones, but it's been so weird
Because
how all
no one's
the
allowed
big
to get
teams have
rowdy or
been knocked out.
misbehave. They'll lock you up or
The
chop your
big
hand off or
teams have
something.
been knocked out though, like
The colonizers are
Argentina.
gone.
Yeah, they all got knocked out.
Spain got knocked out by Morocco,
Apart
which
from
was good.
England.
England
Yeah,
is still
so
in it,
there was
right? I mean, I
there
just
was a
have
lot of
no.
celebration.
Ugh, I don't want to hear about it. To be honest, I think it's gross. It's
Are you
rotten
over it?
from top
Even
to
if
bottom.
England get to the
I was
final,
over it,
you won't
under
watch
it,
it.
next to it, beside it, on top of it. Like no.
Have you watched the match?
No, God no.
Any?
I'm not.
But if
I'm not
England get to the
interested.
final, will you watch it?
No, sorry.
When
I'm
is the
just.
final? Do you know?
I think it's. Oh wait, is it past Christmas? Wait, what's the date today? The
No idea.
9th
I
of
have no
December.
idea.
I don't
It
know,
can't
and I don't
be.
care. I just I'm glad that we now live in an age of streaming so that it doesn't interfere
Mm.
with the TV schedules. Because I remember being a kid and you'd be like, oh, I'm gonna watch this, and it's like no football. So you do your football over there, and I'll be over here with my Netflix and my Hulu and my whatever else.
But it was quite funny just seeing some of the other teams, like the Moroccans, laughing at the Spanish team
Did
being
you
like,
see
the
on
airport's
Goulburn
that
Road
way.
the scenes when Morocco beat Spain and it was going off by Trellick
No,
Tower in West London? Yeah, yeah,
no
yeah.
way.
Because obviously there's a
Amazing.
huge Moroccan community there.
Oh,
And
brilliant.
there was, yeah, look, I mean, that was cool. I was happy for them, especially given the
Yeah.
relationship between Morocco and Spain.
Here in
So that's
Spain, it
good.
was like
Football,
interesting.
great. Yeah, the beautiful sport. David Beckham taking blood money from Qatar to
Yeah, that was outrageous.
that's just so gross, and it's such a fucking fall from grace for him. I mean, it's just he's grubby and disgusting now, and it makes
But
me.
will he be affected by it?
I mean, he
Probably.
won't be, but
Like
of course,
people are very fickle.
people are
Because
very
like
fickle.
even
But
there
for
were a lot of
me, I'm not going to forget that. Like and
yes,
before because
but a
I
lot of
thought
people
he was
within the
smart.
gay community will
Oh,
be
of
like,
course,
oh yeah, it's terrible. But then they'll be like, oh, but it's really fit. A new campaign will
of
come out and they'll
course.
be like, oh my god, he's so hot, and they'll be all over it. It's the same they did with Dolce and Gabbana and everything else. Oh my god, speaking of designers, Balenciaga, what the fuck is going on with that?
That's beyond.
Everyone's been going a little nuts.
It's
Oh, and Kanye.
do we have to like I
No, we're not going to talk about that clown. We're not going to give him any airtime.
no,
But the
just
whole
no.
Balenciaga thing, I was just sort of like, at first I was like, huh? But it is
I
weird.
I mean, I'm not one for conspiracy theories, but that to me is like, when they were like Pizzagate about how there's a secret fucking people, that was ridiculous, the QAnon thing. But this, I'm like, that's weird. It's like, why that's the
There were too
documents of
many
that, it's
dots.
weird.
It was just
And
sort of
it's
like,
as if
that's
someone's
hot.
trying to like hide in plain sight, but they got found out. Because you
Subliminally
cannot
and all the rest of
defeat
it.
the internet. You are not cleverer than the internet. The internet
The
is always
interweb.
the interwebs is gonna win every time, and I just feel as if God knows what's going on behind closed. Who knows what goes on in the corridors of the rich and powerful? Like we've heard.
Well, we
I
know
don't know. I
shady
don't know.
shit.
I don't know.
Shady shit is going on behind closed doors.
It's too sickening to even think about. But it's messed up, but they'll get away with it. They've apologized. The guy, whatever his name is, Nerf, Durf,
They
the
blamed
designer,
some minion.
Demna, right? His name
I
is.
have no idea.
The designer
Yeah,
apologized.
something.
They're gonna pin it on the creative agency, like they'll Balenciaga. Kimmy K has come out and been like, I'm sure they're gonna sort it out and get off their
I
ass and
think it's
work.
disgusting. Oh my god, I
So
can't
screw
believe
them.
it. Yeah,
Screw them.
yeah.
I
Go
mean,
back
I
upstairs.
do you know what though? With the state of the world, I do wish I wish Wakanda was real.
Look, okay.
Have you seen
So
it?
I have not. No, I have not been to
Wakanda,
see it yet.
so good. You need
Oh,
to. I
I can't
mean,
wait. I do want to go, and
you're
I was
dead
thinking of
inside, so you
going in
might not
costume.
cry, but I cried. That it's emotional.
Listen, I watched The Woman King, and it made me a little emotional.
In your
Got a little
pants?
misty-eyed.
Were you misty in your
Yeah,
pants?
I
I
was.
mean, well,
I
it's great,
was.
Wakanda Forever. There's a little. I mean, no, I can't because it will. No, so okay, so I can't. You haven't seen it.
Okay, you can tell me a few bits because I've probably seen from trailers and
like
different
that.
things.
Then there's this other civilization that has vibranium,
Yeah, with the
basically. With
Latinos,
the hot, like, I
the
mean,
hot blue
he's indigenous.
Latinos.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So it's the kind of very that. There's lots of, sea maritime action. It's good.
Okay,
It's really good.
is
And
it?
then you
It's
cry on.
worth going and seeing it on a
And
big screen.
at the end of the credits when they run the credits and then they in Marvel films, they always have that like little extra bit where
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
like, you're not ready.
Oh my
That's all
god!
I'll
Oh, I'm
say.
so
You are
excited.
not ready.
Because I'm gonna do
Yeah.
back to back because Avatar's coming out soon.
Oh, the
And
way I
how long
do
have we
want to see
waited for
that.
that as
Like, I'm not
well?
gonna
It's
lie.
on the 15th of December, I think.
I want to go
So it's
see it
pretty
in like
soon.
IMAX or something,
Yeah.
like big,
I want
like
the full submerged
right.
experience. Yeah,
Like
for
you
sure.
know what? Everyone is like hates on Avatar. It's a
What? Who
dumb.
hates on
I
it?
feel like everyone's like Avatar because it is a dumb like popcorn movie, but it's a great like
What?
blockbuster. Like it's also very problematic because all the fucking like indigenous people, the blue, whatever they're called, what's the name, Navi
Mm,
people in real
yeah,
life were all played by black actors, and it's very like
right.
dancing around the fucking campfire with bones in their noses and shit. So that's a little.
But they didn't have bones in their noses, and it was like additional
Excuse me,
nods to
the
that.
mom or whatever, the witch woman in the tribe, Zoe Saldana's mom, she literally has a thing for her nose. And she's got like a
Did
cloak
she?
made of bones or something as well. And they've
Oh
like,
shit.
yeah,
Okay,
it's
that is
full like
problematic. Okay, I did not recall
Native American, blah, blah, blah,
that.
tribal, yeah. But whatever.
Okay.
That aside, no, I mean it's a great film, Avatar. It's a great shit film.
I will be watching it. It's probably going to be about 20 hours long. But
Yeah,
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 I'm here for it.
definitely.
I'm here for it. And they
It's-
said the other ones are coming quite soon after. So
I think they may even have made them. Is it a thing where they've already made them? And they're
yeah,
just
they've already
they've
made
all
most of it.
yeah.
Most of the third one. Thank God. And so
Thanks.
we don't have to
Thank
wait
you.
like 5 years for it.
Well, it was like what 10, 20 years ago or something. I can't even remember.
Was it actually that? Yeah, it
No, it's
was. It
like
was that long ago.
I think it's 10 years maybe.
10 years. That's a
Or
long
12
time
years
to
or so. It's a
not
long
bring out.
time. It's a long time.
Yeah,
It's a
for sure.
long time. Have you been spending a
Yes,
lot of time
indeed.
on social media recently?
I have. And oh my God. So I've been just, do you know what? It's stupid, but it tickles me. I've been laughing my ass off when I saw those girls for you know what I'm talking about, Beyonce,
Oh, the
the
Cuff It
cuff it
Dance
dance.
Challenge.
And then there was those girls, they look like sorority sisters.
Of course they are.
One of the best videos, and they just did a comparison between them doing it and a plank.
Yeah.
And they were like, which one did it better? It was amazing.
It makes me feel
Oh,
sorry for the unmelanated because that is literally the most simple, straightforward bread and butter dance challenge on TikTok that I have ever seen, and you can't even do that.
you
But the
know
way
what?
it's the way
It's
in the
fun.
video,
We
it's the
should
way in
actually
the
do it.
video. If you've seen it when they're all looking to the one in the front, like she's got the moves. She's in the like the crocheted boob tube dress, and then it's like then it drops and
I
she's
saw
just
that.
like epilepsy all around.
Stiff as a board, but it was brilliant. I was just sort of like, Shay, those poor girls though.
I
They
know,
probably
but
regretted that
they were
afterwards.
imagine they must have been like they woke up the next morning like we've gone viral, and it's like for all the wrong
Like,
reasons,
ooh.
for all the wrong reasons, baby, baby.
But it has
Yeah.
been nice to see people doing it all over the place.
Yeah,
Different
it's a really
people
good challenge because
doing
I
it
like
differently.
the
It's
challenges
cute.
when people can actually do it. You know, sometimes it's like I don't know, and it just
But
all
it's
gets a bit.
I can't get behind those fitting dances like the what is that? I'm
I
sorry, I'm showing
mean,
my age. That's what it is.
yeah, you are. You used to
Amazing.
say that
Yeah.
about Justin Timberlake that he is a fitting Jack
He
Russell.
is. He's a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4.
And a one and a two.
Yeah. He's not a natural dancer like myself.
Obviously not. I mean, let's be
Of
real.
course. I
But
mean,
wait, speaking of cuff it, it's
mm,
cuffing season now, which I just
tis
think
the
is
season.
tis the season to be
Yeah.
cuffed, is it?
I feel like all
Are
those
you
people
cuffed?
in the back of your phone. No, I'm not. Of course not.
You're
I'm
uncuffed.
all
If you were
by
cuffed, what
myself.
would the cuffs look like? Would they be furry? Would they be like hard steel? Would they be like the plastic cattle tie things? What would they be?
No, they'd
You know,
be
like
ring pulls.
when you're getting
They'd be
arrested.
like no, they'd be like the zip ties,
Zip ties, that's
basically.
what I'm trying. Yeah.
Mine would be zip ties or the top of a beer can, you know, the plastic thing that holds
What, the
it
ones that like
together.
strangle turtles in the sea? Those ones.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like a
exactly. That would be
Foster's
me.
six pack. Yeah.
But
Could you
yeah,
pass
no,
me?
that it's the season now where people are getting phone calls from people from a while back, like, "Hey, how you doing? What's
Well,
going
I mean,
on?
I don't know who
Trying
these
to hook
people
up
are.
and find a friend for the winter."
It's not me. I'm not getting any
But yeah,
calls. The
do you
only
know
calls
what?
I
Some
get are
people are
from
considering it.
the only calls I get are from telemarketers and debt collectors. And my mum.
You're,
That's
they're your,
it.
they're worried about you. They're concerned.
I
They want
know
to
it's
make sure you're all right.
Christmas. They're like, do you wanna? Yeah. Um
But no,
I-
the fact of the matter is, I think like now, it's winter, you don't really go out, so it's time to find someone. Also, cut down on bills because,
Tisha,
like, if you
there's,
can
I
go around
mean,
someone else's
God
house
knows.
and run up their
Well,
bill,
but if you were
then
cuffing with,
it's
if
better.
you were like cuffing with someone and they came to your house, would you make them and they were, and you were mostly at your place, would you ask them to contribute to the heating bill, given the current situation? Would you be like,
Well,
you're chilling here in my yard?
I would hope that they would get me hot in other ways. And if they can't
Ooh,
do that, they shouldn't be
racy.
coming
Look at
round.
you, Jilly Cooper. Oh my God.
Do you know what? I learned a lot from her.
Jilly Cooper.
I will revisit
She
those
is
books.
Jilly
Yeah.
Cooper.
Fucking love.
Do you
She's
know
a
what?
G.
That Jilly Cooper is racy. Racy and
She is
bawdy, a
racy.
Jilly Cooper novel is. Like Jilly Cooper's been around the block. I'm telling you, around the block in Wiltshire,
She
Gloucestershire,
knows.
wherever she's known. She's ridden a lot.
I learned a lot from her and Jackie. Those two.
Jackie
That's
Collins.
where I got my info from. It was good
Love
stuff.
it.
I'm telling you.
Love it.
Anywho's. So we
Yeah,
digress.
any hoozles. What you watching, given that it's winter and we're all inside and
Ooh,
cold,
do you know
what are
what
you
I
watching on the
saw?
box?
Okay, on the box. So I watched that.
The goggle
I did actually see Wednesday, which everyone was raving about.
Yeah, I
They were
haven't
always
finished it
sniffing
yet.
about
I'm
it.
on like episode 6. Oh, sorry, I really need to sneeze. Wait, is it coming? Is it gonna come? Oh, there we go. Hooray.
Bless you.
Yeah, no,
Casey.
I haven't finished Wednesday yet, so no spoilers. I'm not blown away by it.
Look, it wasn't bad.
Hmm.
I was mildly entertained, but I feel like people are just desperately grasping onto something because there's nothing
Yeah, right.
like at the moment. So they're just like, oh my God, it's so cool. That was so great. She was so amazing. It's like, okay.
It's
It was
watchable. It's
all right, though.
fun.
It's
Like,
definitely watchable, and I definitely watched the next one. But
I mean, I think it's
like,
hugely successful though. It's one of their like biggest
yeah,
opening weeks ever or something on
for sure.
Netflix. So just goes to show you the caliber of the general public. Uh I'm watching The White
You're gonna
Lotus
cuss
as
out the
well.
general public.
Yeah.
I love that. What is the
Season
name
2.
of the
Wait, but
woman?
I'm only on
Um,
episode 2, so no spoilers of season 2.
I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but the big blonde
just-
woman, I love her.
Jennifer
What's her name?
Coolidge.
Yeah, Jennifer Coolidge. I
Just
think
brush
she's
him a bit.
absolutely brilliant. I
Actually,
think
I love
it's
her.
done really, really well. So it's based in Italy, the second one,
Yeah, in
and
Sicily.
in Sicily,
Sicilia.
and yeah, and
It's great TV,
it's
like
actually
it's
really, really good
because it's very
I thoroughly
the thing I
enjoyed
like
it.
about it is it's very like the way they comment on society is done so well where it's not at all like preachy. It's just so well observed and sharp, the writing and you know, I have, like
And
I
there
said, I'm
was a
only on
really
episode 2, but
nice.
I love her what's her name, Aubrey Plaza, her character, where you know she's
Yes,
there in the two
yeah, I love
couples
it.
that are there on holiday.
Mm.
And that dynamic between the two of them, where they're the two, one of them are just like frat boy and sorority girl, and the other two are kind of like serious people. You know, the way that they're talking about privilege, and yeah, it's great. I mean, I love it.
No. But also there was a really nice nod to an old Italian film, and they literally do it shot for shot in the
Oh
same
yeah,
place. I
it's
think it's
also
Noto or Soto. It's really done
Noto. It's
really, really
called
well.
Noto. Yeah,
Noto. Yeah. And
Noto.
so Nauto.
Have you been to
Lovely.
Noto in
So
Sicily?
so it's done really, really well. And that what you'll see, there's a English guy who comes in a bit later, so you haven't seen
No
him yet.
spoilers!
I think you'll thoroughly enjoy him, the young English guy. But it has a few twists and turns, and I'm waiting for the last. I think it might be out.
I think
Actually. So I'll do
it's
that after
out. I
this.
think it's out. I think it just came out.
Yeah. I think I'll watch it after this. But
Did you watch
it's
any of
really
I'm a
good.
Celeb with
No,
Matt Hancock?
absolutely not.
Me neither.
I'm not taking part in that shit.
Me neither.
I haven't watched that for years.
I mean, no,
but
me
it's
neither,
just I
but-
can't believe they put him on it. Like
I
can't
can.
believe he was invited on it.
I can believe it. I can, and I can
ratings, but
also
it was
believe.
just it was really ethically wrong to do.
Yeah, it stinks to high heaven, and you know, and he made it to the final. He made it to the fucking
But why
final.
though? Did people
Because
actually end up liking him?
well, I think obviously in the beginning it was probably like people just wanted to watch him suffer.
Right. That I can
He was
get on
doing all the
board.
trials or whatever, I think. You know, eating disgusting shit.
But he's a fucking idiot. He's a
He's
moron.
I
awful.
watched the first episode when he went in, and I got about halfway through and I had to turn it off because I was so disgusted. And it was just
Really? Why? What
yeah, it
happened?
just there was a moment where I was like, this is so grubby and wrong and horrible, and like he's, you know, indirectly responsible or directly responsible for the deaths of thousands of people.
Yeah.
I don't want
And
to.
it was interesting because I did see one clip where they were saying he was the head of health or something and he didn't wash his hands properly. And they were like, that's disgusting. And you're just like, you know, he's a grubby,
Yeah,
dirty man.
dirty,
Can't believe that
disgusting,
woman
nasty
went
little
with
man.
him.
Ew, 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 ew. Ugh.
Would you give him a blowy for 100 grand?
I would consider it. No, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Do you know what? I
I'm
think a
not
lot
gonna
of
lie.
people would consider it. There are
Would
electricity
you
bills to pay.
consider it for 50 grand?
I shouldn't have started this game.
Would you suck Matt Hancock off for 10 grand?
No, not for 10.
No, I've got standards. Would you do it for 15? What about 11?
No.
All right.
No.
My minimum that I would suck Matt Hancock off for is £25,000.
Interesting. I was going to say 50.
Well, you clearly
I'm
have
really
higher
good.
standards than I, and probably a
Who's
healthier
gonna
bank
afford
balance.
it?
I don't know. How much would you?
Just stop
No.
because I don't want to
Okay.
shame myself.
No.
If my mother ever listens to this,
Whatever.
she'll be
Everyone
like,
has a price.
"Why?"
Everyone has a price. I don't care what you say.
That's
Everybody,
true,
everybody
actually.
has a price. Maybe not
I feel
as
like we
low
should
as
bring it once.
25 grand to suck off a
You do it.
murdering ex-health philanderous ex-health secretary.
You do it
But
for a milk a dime and some microchips.
I can afford my own milk a dime.
Microchips,
Microchips, however, with inflation, they've gone up. How much to let Boris
No.
put it in your
No, just stop. Just stop. Enough.
put it in your
This is
bum?
a horrible game. No.
Okay.
Anyways, enough of that.
Well, anyway, do you know what?
Moving on.
Moving swiftly
Go
on
on.
to talking well, Matt Hancock being on. Sorry, I'm just playing with the like it's a long rasta tail thing. Matt
Stop
Hancock being
it.
on I'm a Celebrity, he has had to
Are you going to
resign
put a
now.
bead on it?
If you know, you know. He is now he's resigned as an MP, so he has no
I thought he had to do that so he could be on the show.
no,
Because they were just like,
removed the whip from him. But
oh.
I mean,
Yeah, because he left his constituents, didn't he, to go on bloody shows?
high
Like,
and high
that's your
and dry.
goddamn job. He was just like, yeah, bye. See you later.
He's just
We'll make some money.
so just okay. Anyway, stop.
It's
right.
not like he's poor either.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
Of course not. Enough, Matt Hancock. But if I do ever run
Yeah.
into him and he's got a spare 25 grand. So our main topic of conversation for today. Thank you for coming to my erotic TED talk. Our main topic of conversation today, class, is the future.
Okay. Yes.
Which is a vast, wide, huge topic. But we're going to attempt to talk a little
What
bit
does your
about it.
future hold, John?
You
talking near or we talking?
I mean, the future is the future. We were just talking, you and I, yesterday about how time is, you know, a construct or something. What is it?
Oh, yeah,
like
no, do you know what it was? I was looking at this. Well, I was listening to this article. I think it was on the BBC, and they were saying why some people are late. I may have in my lifetime turned up late.
When you left me waiting in Hammersmith Broadway for 2 hours when we were going to get when Titanic came out on VHS. And I called your house, which was 10 minutes down the road, and you were like, yeah, I'm leaving in 5 minutes. Smash cut to 2 hours later, me still there waiting. Anyway, continue.
Anywho, so they said that some people perceive time in different way, and usually people who are late, they call them time benders.
Don't they just call them black people?
Stop saying that.
Time
It's
benders. Like
mind freaks.
it sounds like a anime thing or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, like the airbender thing. That's what I thought.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
But
Or just bender.
yeah,
Ooh.
it was just the perception of time and how we see it, and it moves for different people in a different way. So it's not my fault. But I've got much better.
This is true. This is true.
Yes,
Credit where
yes.
credit where begrudging credit's due.
Exactly.
I always think about when I, like what people in the past thought the future would be like. Do you know, like people when you look back in history and stuff, and like even I guess like you can look really far back, but you can even look at things from like like the 50s and stuff, where it's like the Jetsons and people thought like everyone would be flying around. It's kind of true.
Innovative. Yeah,
I mean,
yes and no.
Like we are not flying around with jetpacks on, but we are like flying
they have
around.
Created a jetpack where you can fly from one boat over water and over land.
What, that giant thing with the jet?
Iron Man suit. No, there's a man who actually built like an Iron Man suit and sold it to governments, and he's created this thing. So you literally have it on your hands and you float, you fly, and you can fly around. And they use it for different militaries, and they were doing tests of them going across water, across land, and it's incredible. And it's really lightweight and everything.
So the Jetsons were basically, the Jetsons were right. Kind of.
But do you remember there used to be like, what was it called, the World Fair, and they'd have all the
yeah. It's like a famous
what they thought was going to be in the future. Yeah. But do they still do that? I don't know.
Maybe not. I don't know. Potentially.
But
I mean, yeah,
now,
I suppose. But I guess the further back you go, the less realistic people's idea of the future was. Do you know, like in the 50s, they already kind of had like machines and we could fly and blah blah blah, so it's not like,
you know what, there's one thing I saw, and they were just like, when you were flying on planes, when they first introduced domestic travel on airplanes for the general public, and they were just like, wow, can you imagine what it's going to be like in the future? It's going to be so luxurious for everyone. And then
smash cut to Ryanair.
It literally folded up like a flat pack piece of furniture, being
do you know what,
spat on by the
every person who is not really really rich has a love more hate relationship with Ryanair, because sometimes I don't know, stupid people who go to places.
The ones who clap when it lands. That's it.
The only time that's acceptable is if you've had a near-death experience on the plane.
Fine, absolutely fine.
That's okay. Otherwise, but do you know where they always clap? America. But really? Ryanair is gross, but it has enabled many jaunts, many shenanigans, many shits and giggles. So as much as it's gross and disgusting, and they treat you like you're not even organic cow, not even free range, it's like battery hens.
Oh god,
it serves a purpose.
The abuse. And the fact of the matter is, it seems to be getting worse. Like, there is the luxury travel if you're traveling first class or business. Yeah. But they're making it more and more. The gap is widening, and then they're reducing economy and stripping more and more things away from it to make it uncomfortable. I know. So it's do you know how to solve that problem?
If you want more comfort on planes, just stop being poor. It's that simple. You know what I mean?
I know.
It's not hard.
I
think that,
some people just don't want to work.
Exactly. Just get off your ass and work, everybody, and then you'll be
revolting. But yeah,
I think that
was one thing I thought.
I think that in the distant past, like 8th, 9th century vibes, they really thought that there wasn't going to be like a future. They really thought like tomorrow is Judgment Day. Like they really doomsday. Like, do you watch that show, The Last Kingdom?
Hold on, why does that sound familiar?
It's with he's really hot, the
What's
guy
it?
Uhtred, and he's like it's set in England, but before England was England, when it was like all the different kingdoms like Wessex and Mercia and the Saxon kingdoms of England,
Okay.
basically. And he is this really hot, like England slash Viking guy who has a sword
Sexy
and
Saxon.
is often nude. He's a sexy Saxon.
You have my
But
attention.
it's yeah, it's good. It's not just for that, you know.
I
Um
watch it for the historical
of
content.
course, I'm just really into learning about domestic textiles of the 8th and 9th century. But
Lovely.
it's very, you know, good at portraying that worldview that they were like, oh yeah, like Jesus is coming back tomorrow. Like they didn't think that they had a future really. Like they because I guess living in that much amount of like mud and animal feces and
Filth
misery and
and
dead
misery.
at 30, like then
Oh God.
you would be
Living it
like,
up if
yeah,
you made it to 40. We would like literally just be like gods there because they're like they live, they're the ancient ones.
I just it everything looks cold and everything looks damp. Everything
Absolutely
looks
miserable
so gross. Like I am so glad that I live in the future, so to speak, from there
in this
because
present day.
that is
Yeah, for
not
me,
how no,
I,
not cool.
when I think about it like that, for me now, I'm thinking I'm quite happy to live in this moment in time because
Even
maybe
though
in
it's
the
completely
future it's
fucked
not going to
up.
get
Yeah.
that great.
I
Yeah,
yeah.
I feel like I had a nice time during the 80s and the 90s. Like,
The
it was
90s
kind of like a
definitely.
nice little
The
weird
noughties were
bubble. It
also
was
fun.
amazing. The noughties were rather entertaining too,
Everything
but
went, listen, the
since then,
Weasel got
I
into the
don't know if
Hadron Collider in Geneva in CERN in 2016, and that's when everything went left.
wait, what? An actual weasel got in the
No,
Hadron
right.
Collider?
Well, there's this whole thing, there's this whole theory
Like,
that
how does that
basically,
happen?
listen, that basically, you know, they when they were trying to find like the God particle or whatever in
Yeah.
CERN in Geneva, they've got that thing, that
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
collider,
The
the
Hadron
Hadron
Collider.
Collider.
Oh
And
yeah.
they basically were testing that. I think it was in 2016, and that's everyone thinks that we split off into another timeline, basically, into like the multiverse. That what we that, so basically everything continued cool.
So
2016
we're in a
Brexit didn't
Simpsons version
happen,
of the
right? Brexit didn't
world.
happen. Trump didn't happen. All of this shit that's happened since 2016 didn't happen, but we split off because a weasel got into the collider. And when they
I
were
this is the
testing
first
it,
time I'm hearing this. That's
I think it's a
amazing though,
totally
but this is the first time I'm
plausible
hearing it.
theory because
Look, stranger
everything,
things have happened.
right? Everything was not everything was okay, but since 2016, it's been another. We're in the upside down.
Yeah.
So yeah. Um,
Yeah.
but do you when you
I
think of the
think
when you
so.
think about the future, are you what's your is it thumbs up or thumbs down?
You know what? I'm in two minds because I want to be positive for my niece and nephews,
Yeah, of
but
course.
I'm also sort of like,
Good
see you
luck.
later. Good luck with that. That's your business. But yeah, my realistic mind is just sort of like people, the way we are, human nature, and what I see them do. And then I look at part of society and I'm just sort of like, we're fucked. It's gonna be horrendous, like
Yeah.
with the water wars, like
Yep.
just space, like just poverty, everything, pollution, you
Yeah.
name it, searching for food, all this shit. I just think that could go horribly wrong. But then there are glimmers of hope when you look at like younger generations and you just get inspired. So I look at my niece and nephew and I'm like, they might pull it together. I'm just really sad that it's going to be a bloody big job for them. It's not going to be fun. I'm just glad that I won't have to deal with the shit, but it's not going to be fun. They might be able to pull it back and get it together. Sounds really negative, but it is what it is.
I mean, that
Prove
is,
me
you know,
wrong.
obviously there'll be a lot of people who are still very positive about the future. Um,
Okay.
and I think that we need those people because I am not
Yeah.
positive about the future. Like, I think
Yeah, I
that
really hope they sort it out.
I don't think it's I don't I think it could be apocalyptic, but I don't think that is what will happen. But I think that there is going to I think I think will adapt. Well, but, you know, those of us that live in rich countries will adapt because we will have the resources
But
to adapt. I
we're
think that
seeing now.
I
Sorry, go
think
on.
I mean, yeah, well, I mean we already see climate refugees and all this stuff, and I
Yeah, and how people are reacting and the rise of the far right and
right,
the
like I
invasive
think that
states. Look what
people
happened in the UK.
I think
like
that when
already, and
people,
then you
when
see in
times get
America and
hard,
everywhere.
people want easy answers, and times are hard right now, and I think they're going to get harder. I think the climate's going to get worse. I think, whatever this cost of living
And we're gonna
crisis
have
may pass,
more.
but I'm not,
There are
not,
countries sinking.
I'm not optimistic for the future. I think it's
This
going to
is
be a very hard, compassionless place. I think it's going to be about like
Yeah,
survival,
people are going to be
more about
ruthless.
people are
I
going to be
think
ruthless.
people aren't as nice as
Although
they
I
used to
think that
be
no, wait,
before.
I think that our lives here in the north, the global north, will probably continue fairly
For
unaffected,
a little
right?
while.
For a little while,
For a
because we
little
have the
while.
resources to deal with like heat waves and blah blah blah. And I think that, but
But in 25 to
I think
30
that
years,
our continued lifestyle comes at the cost of other people who are already being forced out of where they live because of poverty, because of climate change, and they all want to come to where we are, and they're gonna, they're already like, I mean, this is getting very
yeah,
dark, but this is, people are already
gonna
being
lock them
like
off.
killed and drowned and raped in the Mediterranean. There are slave markets in Libya. Like this shit is already happening. It's already
Mm.
happening, and they're talking a lot of la 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 kiki la la la, but nothing is happening. They just okayed another coal mine in the UK,
I know. I seen
right?
that, and I was just like,
They
"Are
have
you
just
sure?"
okayed another coal mine, and they're like, "Oh no, but it's not. It's not this. It's a different type of coal, and we need it to make steel, and blah blah blah." When the steel industry is telling them, actually, we're moving to these different forms of,
It's
hydrogen
so
made steel,
dumb.
and
And
then
then
they're
you've
like,
got
and then you
Norway and the
find out that they're gonna
Netherlands who
wait,
are
and then you
moving
find
forward.
out that they're gonna export 85% of this coal, right? So it's like the future, we're supposed to be acting now to secure our future, because if the climate goes, I guess, you can't have a conversation about the future without talking about the climate. If the climate goes, we're fucked. So the number
Yeah,
one
but
priority right now has to be to try and mitigate the damage we've already done. But we have a government, and there are governments around the world still opening fucking coal mines. So when I talk about what my vision of the future is, it's not good. It ain't
but that's
good.
the issue is there are lots of Western countries because they're not being affected by it. So they're sort of like, well, it doesn't matter. It's the poorer countries that will have to struggle and suffer, and they'll want to come here, and we're just not going to let them in. So we're making a shit ton of money,
I know.
and we can move to Mars later. So
Oh God, he wants to
something
fucking
dumb
move to
like
what?
that.
Live next door to Elon
Live on the
Musk?
moon.
No thanks. No, thank
As
you.
for that moron,
Um,
I'm sorry, can I just say, when they called him a space Karen, that was superb. And they
yeah,
projected that on the building. I was like, whoever did that,
yeah,
100%
he fucking
amazing.
is. He is a
And what was it?
gross.
Colonizing, like, what was it they called him? Something
I don't
colonizer,
know, head
space
colonizer and
Karen, and
just
some.
super colonizer. Fuck, he's
It was,
gross.
it was, it was perfect, and it was just deadbeat dad as well. They were just like, oh
Hasn't he got
dear,
like eight
they went
kids or
in.
something?
Yeah,
He's got a lot of
yeah.
kids, no? I don't know. He's gross.
I also
Um,
saw a picture, and they were just like, "This man's a billionaire, and this is the best he can look."
yeah,
It was that did make me
It's
laugh.
such an awful surname as well, Musk. I just think of a muskrat or a musk ox, or like
I think
musky
of the
is not
musky scent,
like
and it's just like
musky.
you
I think
you
of
smell a bit
bo,
musky.
right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
and it's too
It's
close to
not good.
musty as well. It's like it's just not at the good end of the name spectrum. It's just vile. It just and his pock mark just he's disgusting. Um, Okay, so we've just we've talked about
You would
what
for
the
a bill.
what I would for a bill what a Bill Gates, a
1 billion.
bill for a 1 billion. Oh, of course, so you bet. I'd be staked out with my
He's
legs
just
in the
like,
air.
"Da-da-da-da."
Of course, tax
Oh
free,
my god.
tax free.
Tax free. No
Um,
tax for me.
Wait,
But yeah.
I mean, obviously that was very depressing, talking about
Oh
what
god,
our personal
disturbing.
visions of the future are like. But what if in a Star Trek future, what would your ideal future look like?
Do you know what? You know what's so
Describe
funny? What I've
wait.
noticed.
Describe a day to me in Ephaba's ideal future. Okay, so it's 25th,
Yeah,
and
well,
you
before I do
wake
that,
up.
hold that
Okay.
thought. Before I do that, hold that thought, because what I've noticed, this is just with fashion. Have you not noticed it's like color blocking with all the colors? Like, you know how you saw
I've
a
always been
picture
into
on your
color
path,
blocking.
and no, but with them in films and everything, and you notice now how it's just become the norm. It's like whether it's bright colors or neutral tones or whatever, that's all been happening, and it's coming out, and like it's just simplistic, beautiful. I love it.
Color
I'm all for
blocking.
it. Color blocking and the simplistic, beautiful cuts of everything.
What's that got to
I
do with
just
your
love it.
ideal future?
No, it's got nothing to do with my ideal future. It's about future fashion. I've just been like, you would see it in films and TV years before, and they would do it like that. And now I'm seeing it happening in real life, and it's coming through. And it's like, oh, great.
I don't
That's
know what you're
actually quite
talking
nice.
about in films and what? Color
Yeah.
blocking.
Yeah.
I mean, color blocking, I think, is one of the best things to ever have occurred. But I don't see it in films and fashion. I think, yeah, obviously it's a fashion thing, but I don't know. That's an interesting take.
Well, that's what stood out for me. But anyways, yes.
But what would your ideal future look like? If you know,
Do you know, I my ideal future, no. I see that there's going to be a lot of virtual reality, because I saw this series called Peripheral, where people are using VR,
is
and you
that
can
with
travel and
on
do
Amazon or
stuff.
something? But is
Yeah.
that
I
something
think
you
there's
want
going
to
to be
happen? Would
no.
you like?
I think
No.
there's going to be a lot of that. I think it will
Yeah.
become more and more part of everyone's
But
day-to-day
I'm
life.
asking you about what your Star Trek future would look like. What would be your dream?
If I had what I wanted, I'd be able to teleport wherever the fuck I wanted within seconds. That's
I mean, that would
all
be
I'm
great.
asking for. That would be absolutely amazing. Then I'd
That's
be
all
super,
you
super
want in
happy.
your future. You don't care.
And
So,
delicious food, like made, like if I go
like a
to like
replicator.
my modern day oven, and I can literally just send them an image or a video of something that I've seen online or somewhere, and then
Yes.
I can send it, and then it will literally replicate that
Yes.
immediately. I would lose my shit, and I'd
I
also
mean, when I
be a
say about a
giant
Star Trek
monster.
future, I basically want a Star Trek future. Like, I want everyone to get along, and
Oh,
I want there to be fewer
world peace.
heterosexuals because you guys are literally boring. That
I
meme,
feel like that's
that
really
meme of the
attractive.
guy where he's like, "You guys are literally. I
I feel like
hate
most
straight
people are
people.
going to
You
be
guys are
fluid
literally
anyways, and
boring." Huh?
I feel like that more people are being fluid.
Yeah, I
Like
want like a
crossing the crossing the
a
fluidity.
caramel
That's
gender
happened now,
fluid
anyways.
mixed, like viscous future. That's what I want. And I would
You just want
love it.
everyone to do everybody.
I would love it if they could find some way whereby you can go about your daily business, but you are never out of bed. Like the bed somehow like a Churchill chair just like tilts you up or something, or it magically, scientifically, technologically like goes smaller, but you never have to, you're just floating along, but you're always in bed. But your
With bed
muscles don't
sores.
atrophy or anything. No, you don't get bed
Yeah, I
sores.
was
They've
gonna
taken care of
say.
that. That's fine.
So
That's
we'll do
fine.
exercise for
The
you, and we'll
bed
like
exercise, like
jiggle your muscles.
everything is done from bed. I would
Yeah.
love that.
Okay, that for you, I don't know if I would want to be in bed all the time.
But you
But
don't want to, you don't
I
get it.
like the fact that I don't have to leave my house when I don't want to. That is
No, but the
key.
bed
That's why I
goes
like
with you
remote
wherever
working.
you go. That's the thing. Like
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
a lot.
there's some contraption way they
It's
figured.
just wandering in the background, or
Like
I'm literally
in his
strapped
Dark
to it.
Materials where they've got the demon, the spirit that like lives. It's like just always there, but you're just in bed the whole time. Whatever. It's fine. It's my fucking
Mm,
ideal future. You're not invited.
that's for
You don't
you.
understand. So whatever. I would
That's
also
for you.
like instant access to M&S food at all times, but like ready made. It's cooked. So just
That
by
can happen with my magic
like
oven.
right telepathic thinking, and you think, oh, unagi, I would love mac and cheese, and it just
Can you
appears
imagine
before
you're
you.
literally heading home after being out or something, and you're like, oven, get ready for when I arrive to have this
I think
meal.
you can
And
probably
then it's
do
just
that in a
there.
way where it's like if you put
Well, they
something in the
have that
oven.
chef arm thing, Have you
What's
seen that?
that?
It's literally like it's basically a kitchen and it's like the chef's arm and it does everything. It can make anything you want. And it's like in this
Oh wait, I
robotic
think I have seen
kitchen.
that. I think I have.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
So
that's what
you
I
can
want.
program it to do all your shit.
Do you know
And
what
it
I?
just
Do you know
says,
what I
pick this
want? That
up from
is.
the groceries.
Do you know what I want? That is very futuristic, but it's actually exists now. Is that thing a cooker where it's instant hot water and instant ice cold water?
Oh, yeah, that's really good, actually. I would
That's
like
a really
that.
good invention. That's very futuristic,
That's a
right?
sexy part of the kitchen.
Like, but then I just
You know
think
you're
it.
fancy if you got one of those.
Yeah, 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 definitely. And it's like cooker with a Quooker. Quooker. It's good for
Okay.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that, yeah, what else would I like in my ideal future? Definitely teleportation, as you said. Like that's this whole going
100%.
to
I
the
think that's a
airport.
major thing for everybody. Like you're
Everybody.
just wasting
Or at the
time
very
because
no, at the
time is
very
such a
least,
precious
I want
thing.
there to be, they keep on talking about like inventing all these like hyperloop maglev trains, which maglev trains actually exist, I think, in China, and they're like, make it like I want to be able to go if we have to travel and it's not teleportation. I want to be able to go on these, rocket things where it's like London to Sydney in an hour. Do you know what I mean? Where it
Can you
flies in
imagine?
the upper atmosphere thing like that. Yeah, I can do that.
That would be, yeah, I'd be on board for that. In
Right,
an
and
hour,
you
that'd be
would you
amazing.
wouldn't you wouldn't would you get jet lag then? No, right? It's the traveling across all the things
Doubt it.
like
No,
that. They
you'd
need
be
to
fine.
the future of transport. They need to get there faster. It's annoying.
They've got it already. They're just not sharing.
Right, but it's annoying. Don't be
100%.
annoying. Like I have to get places. Let me go. Like come on,
But look, for
hydrogen.
example, in the future, what do you think people will say about us? They'll probably be disgusted. You know how we look back and we're like, ugh, with their medicine and everything and their like their
I
hygiene and X,
know.
Y, and Z. They're probably gonna be like, they will say back, it's like I see younger people and they're just like, you didn't have the internet?
I know.
How did you live? Or
And
you
that's
didn't have
it.
mobiles and all of that kind of stuff. So people looking back now are gonna be like, what
But
the
how far in the
fuck?
future though? Like, I mean, the thing is, if you think about it,
Yeah.
when we look back 100 years now, so what, 1922? Like, if I watch Downton Abbey, I think to myself, they're basic, but they're not like living in a cave. Like they
Yeah, but
had.
you're seeing rich people. Downton Abbey is the rich people. If
That's
you're
true.
talking about the general public or poor people
Oh
and
yeah.
they're living in the cobbled streets with the outhouses, no electricity
Outside
necessarily.
toilets. No, yeah, that's
Yeah,
true. That's true.
exactly. All of that kind of crap. Living off potatoes. Fuck that.
I mean, living off potatoes sounds okay to me.
Do you know what? I do live off potatoes. To be
I'm not mad at
every
potatoes, the
fall.
living on potatoes one. But
I am a potato.
yeah, me too. Me too. I'm an edible tuber. Um, I think that they will look back at us. I hope that they will look back at us and think those guys didn't have a clue about like sexuality and gender. Why were they so up in an uproar about it? I hope because I
I
hope in
think
the
that
future that we will get past this
I think
nonsense.
that they might say, oh, this was sort of like the awakening because like you see more and more
Mm.
now with a lot of people, they're more expressive and open about their different types of
Gay!
terrifying.
They're more
But
gay, basically. No,
I
you're
feel
right.
like
You're
this
right.
is like the beginning of it all, and it's like
Is it a
there's a bit more
lotus
freedom.
petal blossom flower opening like a
On
vagina?
your flower.
I
So funny.
yes, I think that's potentially what is happening.
Hmm. It's
Again, but
funny
then
to me.
I hear the pessimism voice going like, yeah, but there's always going to be dickheads.
Yeah, there will always be people trying to shut it down, but I feel like
But I
now,
hope in
like
terms of
just
like,
speaking with people and seeing with like guys, men, like heterosexual, well, people just in general, just saying, yeah, they're more open to ideas or
mm,
more open to expressing themselves and saying what they want and trying new things and doing new things and not being weirded out
yeah,
about it or judging people about it. So I feel like it's a positive.
I think so. So I think that might be one way they look back. Not positively, but
Yeah,
like, but I think, yeah, I think they will
burgeoning
be.
hope.
Yeah, I think they will look back at us and be like, why the fuck didn't they get it together better about the environment?
Oh
Why
yeah, they'll
didn't
be
you
like, "What
guys
were you
act?
thinking?"
What the fuck were you thinking? I think they will look back at us and think, why did you guys do Brexit? What was that about? That
They'll
wasn't
be like,
very
"That was
clever.
dumb."
That was really dumb. You were really dumb. You are really dumb.
Yeah.
And I think that they will think those guys traveled really slowly to places because as they flittle around to Sydney in 10 minutes on the Hyperloop, that's what I think they'll look back
Do
at
you know
us.
what? All you need to do is just go to Japan and see what the future's going to be like. We can get
We're,
a peek
I know.
into it.
Well, we are going to Japan next year,
I
aren't
know.
we?
I really want to. Yes, we are.
Because
No. I
we are
really
going.
want
We've been
to.
saying this for
I'm
like
obsessed.
1,000 years, and we haven't been. We're
I'm
fucking going to
obsessed.
Japan, innit?
Happening.
Nihonjin
Yes,
desu.
100%. I will.
Ikari desu ka?
Yeah.
Um,
We could just go to.
Hey, please don't do that when we're there. Hey.
I think. Well, I did what?
No. I love
Oh
Japan,
my God.
love Japanese food, language, really beautiful calligraphy, and that. It's gorgeous.
Oh yeah, in the cherry blossom.
Oh yeah, lovely. All those little
Good.
deer when you go to. I do want to go and see those. Have you seen it in the? I'm not sure if the deer are. They're
No.
like the little mini. They're like mini deer. They're really small, but they're like tame, and they come and like take food out of your hand. I think it's in the
How
same place
small
where
are
they
we
have.
talking? Like put in your hands?
No, it's not like a borrower. Like it's like a maybe
Then I'm not interested.
knee
It's
height
rubbish.
deer or like mid thigh height deer, depending on your height. Not higher
What do
than
they
waist
taste
height.
like?
Gamey. Mm.
Sexy.
Don't because if you don't go getting good ideas, because I am not bailing you out for killing a fucking sacred
I would
deer.
not, but I'm
Like,
sure they eat it. They eat everything.
wow,
It's
that's
fine.
really racist. They do eat a lot
Maybe.
of strange things in Japan. That live octopus
I'm here
thing.
for it. I want to just
No,
go
no.
around
Would you
and
eat that? The
eat
live
sexy
octopus where it's still
food.
wriggling?
It's not alive. It's just
Whatever. If it's moving,
reacting
it's
to the
fucking
vinegar.
alive. What?
No, I'm not going to do that because it will be sticking to the back of my throat
Ugh,
and make me feel
that's
ill.
disgusting.
That doesn't look fun.
They eat a
There's a lot
lot
of
of
food that I
octopus.
really want to try.
Oh god, yeah.
I definitely want
I
to
want to go
do.
to the place where the guy and he had the Netflix
Sexy.
show, the street food show on
Oh, and
Netflix
he
with
was
the
in
with the
Osaka.
tuna in Osaka, yeah.
Yeah,
And he's got the
yeah,
tuna and it's
yeah.
like the with the blowtorch. That looks so good, yeah.
100%. Yeah, yeah. Amazing.
Nihonjin desu ka? Ikaru desu ka? Watashi wa John desu. Kashin desu. Shufu desu. Mushi mushi?
Oh, you've made huge improvements.
I know, right? I'm totally fluent in Japanese.
Nice,
All right.
nice.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if the future is orange, but I mean, it's happening. Whatever's gonna happen, the future is gonna be the future, basically, right? Do you feel
Future's
like you can? Do you feel in any way able to really influence the future? Like, do you feel as an individual that you have the power to change the future?
I
Wow,
feel
deep.
like I would like
Chicken
to
tonight?
think that I will do something. I feel like I would like to think that I still have within me something that I'm going to do that will have a positive effect on the future. Otherwise,
Yeah.
what's the point in being here?
Me too.
I mean,
Well, I mean, we're doing this podcast is going to have a positive effect on the future, right? People will
you're
look back.
welcome, guys.
I know.
Exactly.
People
Story
will
of
look back at us as an
recent.
example of late capitalism. Like,
Like, what happened to them?
I know, I know.
Special times.
I think you can. Obviously, you can. Individuals can influence the future. Look at Rosa Parks. There's many instances of look at Hitler. Not putting Rosa Parks and Hitler in
Stop
the
it,
same
Kanye.
thing.
Listen,
Oh
and
my
on that
God. Seriously.
listen.
But wait, no,
Please
Hitler
don't.
was
No,
no. Hitler didn't get
no, stop it. Oh my
God.
God.
Oh, he makes me
No.
so fucking angry, and he's such a disappointment. Like, he's such a disappointment, but then
I
it's
don't
also not a
understand why
disappointment
people are
because
surprised.
I know,
You saw
because the
this coming
signs
a
were
mile
there.
off.
The signs were there, but
It's
I'm
been there
talking
for
about
years and years and years
from
and
like
years.
back in the day, original Kanye. Like, I didn't see this coming from George Bush hates black people, Kanye.
I
Really,
know,
people
I
saw
didn't
this
see it from
right?
that point.
I know, but that's why it's so fucking disappointing because Wusa. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, Kanye is a pile of shit. And we are now going to talk about feral facts. And today's feral
Ooh,
fact
what have we
is
got?
about poo.
Oh my God, of course it is.
Because I
Feed
can't believe that
one
we've
thing
got
to you,
all
and this is what you come up with.
we have got all this
Or come out
time
with.
without talking about poo. And obviously, are we
You
gonna
love a good turd talk.
tell them about Kaplunk? I think
I
we have
believe you
to.
just doubted me on.
Kaplunk.
Yes. Well, do you know what?
Kaplunk.
So Sean. Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna say it because
Listen, we've known each other for a very long time, so we're very comfortable in each other's spaces. We've developed a little
it's a game.
gotcha,
But
bitch game.
Kaplunk is a real game. Basically, let's just start off by let's preface this by saying Kaplunk is a real game. I can't remember exactly what you had to do, but it's a real game.
Oh, it's with the sticks and then the
The
marbles on top, and you
that
had
was
to
it.
remove,
That was it.
and
The
you had to
two, yeah,
remove the sticks without the balls dropping down,
without going Kaplunk.
and then it would kaplunk.
So the action is of something falling into something else. Kaplunk. So Efra and I have devised a game whereby we talk to each other on the phone while we are taking a deuce. But the aim of the
Why
game.
are you like this? Why are you
The
like
aim
this?
of the game, because there's no such thing as TMI, okay? The aim of the game is to get
Oh my
through
God.
your motion without being
Without being caught,
without being
the other person
caught,
on the
without
other
the other
phone
person knowing,
realizing
what's
what
going
you're
on,
doing.
right? And if you
Mm.
are successful in this, then you say you've just been kaplunked. But you think it sounds easy, but there's lots of factors at play. Bathrooms are more echoey. So if I hear an echo, I'm like, are you kaplunking me? 9 times out of 10, I get away with it. Also, I think this says something about our friendship that when we speak to each other on the phone, we need to defecate.
Well, that could be.
You make me need a shit, basically.
I know. Well, I think that might be from what we used to get up to before, and it's just like memories coming back.
Muscle memory.
That might be something. Muscle memory. Like,
but yeah,
God.
so going back to we're talking about poo. Did you know?
Okay, what you got?
Did you know the reason that poo is brown is because of dead red blood cells, not because of food. For the food, the color of poo is due to because your feces color is the result of a chemical called stercobilin. That chemical ends up in your poop in 2 ways. It is a byproduct of the hemoglobin in broken down red blood cells, and it also comes from bile, the fluid secreted into your intestines to help digest fat.
Oh my God.
Right, but then that's interesting. But when you think about it, why would you assume?
I just thought it was just all the things, just like everything. Once it all gets mushed together, it's like if you've got a paint palette and you just mix it.
Right, it all ends up looking like a pooey brown color.
That's what I just assumed.
Yeah, no.
Well, I did learn something new today.
Wait, there's more. Oh, the ideal poo. And I'm reading this off the website, and I'm just going to have to say something.
I think we all know what
Americans stop saying poop.
It's the phantom.
Stop saying poop. The word is poo. Okay, there is no p at the end of poop. Poop is offensive and disgusting and a horrible word. Poo. So the ideal poo is a continuous log and sinks to the bottom of the toilet.
No, the ideal one is the phantom poo where it disappears altogether.
No,
like
because then it's like, no, you can't. No. You need to be able to see, I made this. You need to be able to see the fruits of your labor.
Like to look at the spoils.
You need to be able to, the spoils of war, okay?
Exactly.
Oh, she works hard for the money.
How wrong.
On the thing. So yeah, so there are 7. The ideal poo is a continuous log and sinks to the bottom of the toilet. And there are 7 types of poo. There's actually a chart called the Bristol Stool Scale, whereby I've seen it too. You can measure the healthiness. I think
we've looked at it with each other.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. What you're aiming for is a type 3 or a type 4. A type 3 is like a sausage, but with cracks on the surface. And a type 4 is like a sausage or a snake, smooth and soft. So if you're, let me hear it from my type 3, type 4 people. Sorry?
Your bathroom. I'm gonna get you a beautifully framed, beautifully painted version of that to frame and put up in your
I would love
bathroom.
that.
So everyone
Genuinely.
can check it out and just be like,
I
for
want
sure.
people. Gut health is important, you know. Do you have a
Mm.
squatty potty?
No, I don't. I know you love your
You
squatty potty.
have when you've been to Berlin, tell me your motions are not easier with my squatty potty.
I think I do just fine. But
Okay.
it's a great
Now
invention.
you're
It is
being
a great
coy.
invention. I am.
I think we're
Coy
past.
pod.
I'm shy. Um,
Shy.
so
Okay.
yeah, and also, did you also know, while we are on this subject, that men and women poo differently? Because of, obviously, I never thought about this, but then I was like, God, right. Obviously, women have more crammed in their like abdomen than we do, because you guys have fallopian tubes, you have a reproductive system in there, right?
Yeah.
So actually, and this bears out among my girlfriends, I won't name names, but women have far more problems pooing than men, because things are cramped in there, because their colons hang a bit lower than men's, and they're a bit longer, on average by 10 centimeters. And men have more rigid abdominal walls, which help push food through your colon more effectively.
Awesome.
So
Thank
women,
you.
you guys just get screwed over.
Every
Like
single time.
period pain, like PMS,
Oh,
misogyny, and
the
you
whole
guys.
kit and caboodle. See what I did there?
Rib shot. That was the whole kit and caboodle. So basically, because a lot of my girlfriends are people that we both know have always had problems pooing, and that's probably the reason why.
Tell them to eat more fiber.
Well, obviously, you should eat a diet that's high in fiber. I take fiber supplements because colon health is very important to me.
I don't think everyone needs to know about your colon.
Well, you
To
know,
be
some
fair.
people might like it. I might start an
Yeah.
OnlyFans. But yeah, so that's
Well.
just a few pooey facts to end the day. You learned
Thanks for
something.
that.
Don't roll those eyes. You learned something.
I did learn something. I didn't. I did a side eye.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
But it was good.
Well,
It was beautiful.
it was
Say it's stupid.
well, well, aren't you mighty fine?
Oh, dear.
No, this was.
And then that was another. Oh, you know what that reminded me of? Beverly Leslie.
Oh,
We can't move on without saying we lost.
how could we
a great one.
forget? The great Leslie Jordan has left us, and I
love him. I was gutted.
was genuinely
And
gutted
if you
for
don't know,
weeks.
then more for you.
Yeah, Beverly, you don't have a fucking business associate named Benji.
Business
This is oh, Leslie Jordan, rest in peace. He was
absolutely
an amazing man.
Fantastic.
And has brought joy
Part of
to
an incredible dynamic duo. The ultimate dynamic
Karen
duo.
Walker and Beverly Leslie is sitcom fucking dynamite. And I challenge, and I will fight anyone who disagrees. Like you, yeah.
For sure.
Beverly Leslie. Yeah, rest in power and peace, Leslie Jordan, because you made me laugh since the 90s when I was born.
Yeah. Literally, just when I came out.
Just when I came out, I could hear it in the womb. Yeah. All right. Well, it was lovely to talk to you, Effa, as always.
I know. Finally got back.
I know, right? When was the last time we did this? We did like
actually
14, 13
Berlin.
episodes. Oh yeah, we did do
it
one
in Berlin, but then we didn't actually put it out because we were just being lazy.
grubbing around.
Yeah,
we're back, so stay tuned because we'll be back every week now. Get ready to see these beautiful faces and hear these beautiful voices. I'm a little tipsy, I can't lie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I put a lot of wine in this glass and now it's empty.
Oh, we've got matching glasses.
I know, but did you get these glasses because I broke every other wine glass by knocking them over on it, so I was like, if the center of gravity is lower, then I won't have to keep
Well,
going to
no, I
IKEA every
have
2
had
weeks.
many, many, many accidents, so this was part of the reason. Although I do prefer a stem glass,
Me
but I have
too.
to say,
I'm ready to go
I
back.
have
I
to
think
say, these have survived longer.
yeah, I mean
because
that I
they're
had
not.
however many, I think I'm down to 3 now. So I think it's time to
I've got two.
invest in the STEM.
We're
I'm going to
going
invest
back.
in the
We're going
STEM.
back, and we're going to be adults,
Yes, right. I
civilized
think this.
adults.
I think the ability to keep wine glasses unbroken with a stem is a sign.
Maintain.
Maintain STEM wine glasses. Look how gruesome.
Grubby that is.
It's the serum
Seriously.
from my
Sit down.
hair. Don't talk about my washing up
Sure.
skills.
Sure.
Okay. She keeps a clean house.
You know
Um,
what people do say about John and washing up and how it's like terrible.
we both know that's not true. Listen,
He has an issue with other people doing his washing up.
yeah, I
He
don't like it when
literally
other people
hates
do my
it.
washing up. Even
Yeah.
though even
People
some people do it
nasty.
well, it's never just. I'm happy to do it. Like, I'm the best fucking host. When you come around, you don't even have to do the washing up. Like, just leave it. All right.
Anywho,
Any
all right.
hoozles. I will. I'll see you next
See
week.
you when
I
I see
guess.
you.
Yeah. Well, it's been lovely
So
to
in
talk
the
to you, darling.
meantime, stay
Mwah.
feral.
Au revoir. Stay feral.
Bye.
Toodles.